You're listening to Your Personal Realtor, hosted by Eric McKenna with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors. Content and sponsorship is provided by Eric McKenna, and the show is brought to you by CallEric.com.
And welcome to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. Heard every Saturday here on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA, comprising what's better known in this beloved county as Beaver County Radio.
Yes.
I'm joined, as always, by the incomparable Matt the Durzik.
Yes.
How are you, my friend?
Good. Interesting morning this morning. We had a bit of a power outage at my house, so I had a...
Extrapolate, please.
Well, I'll extrapolate very simply. The power was out. The end.
End of the story.
Yes.
So, did you happen to be tardy today?
No. No, thankfully, I use this as my alarm, my phone.
Yes, I'm guilty of that as well.
Yeah, so that clock woke me up just fine, and I was able to be like, you know what, I'll just, and I mean, these things are so amazing, the smartphones. Because you have a power outage, it'll still get your alarm off for you. You can turn your brightness all the way up so you can see everything. It's just incredible.
You kids just have this quality of life that's phenomenal. Jim over here, my guest Jim Taddeo, which we'll introduce in a second. Him and I were like with the old
candles.
No, not candles. No, I was going to say not quite that far back, Jim. I was going to talk about those old wind-up alarm clocks. They had the two little bells on the top. And, yeah. Okay, so that's what I was getting at.
Yeah. Although we did
candles. we did. You can date yourself, friend. Don't you be dating me here on air.
we did have at least one candle flaming this morning while we were doing things. So,
well, friends, again, welcome to Your Personal Realtor, and thank you for spending a portion of your Saturday morning here with us today. As always, delighted to be here and to be part of Beaver County and be part of Beaver County Radio. We are going on show number 54 this week, which is phenomenal. We are in our second week of our second year. And again, this week, we are blessed to have with us Mr. Jim Taddeo from QualityBassForLess.com. That's right. Jim was on last week with us, and we talked pretty much everything that we could fit in those 2 hours about bath remodeling. And Jim is back this week, again, not only to talk about the work he does with his company and the quality of the installations and so forth, but answer your phone calls here. That's right, at 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888, the two most famous numbers in all of Beaver County. That is indisputable, by the way.
Indisputable,
correct. And, Jim, we had such a good time last week. Thank you for coming back on the show, my friend. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. Enjoyed it.
All right. Well, we're back in black, so to speak. And that's another, music reference pun. We're having a good time here off camera today. A lot of music talk here at Beaver County Radio. And, again, we are Facebook Live, both on my personal page. And I want to say hello to Vinny and Doug and Matt and Jimmy and everybody else who's tuned in already. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And we're also live on my Facebook business page as well, and I can see we have Dan and Dawn there. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Great to have you with us. A couple different views going on. Keep it interesting. This show is sponsored by my website, which is CallEric.com, and there you will find a lot about my realtor practice, my philosophies on real estate, how I work with my clients both on the selling end and the buying end, and a copy of all of our shows, actually. The video of our shows are there, and we pretty much have about 49 of the 54, I think. So we've got just about every show up in its entirety there.
It's passing grade.
It is a passing grade. Thank you. I have to do that editing myself,
Yes.
I don't have a big-time, photo studio or video editing studio at my disposal. But based on the hits they're getting and the views, it's flattering. People are going there for content or humor because, indeed, friends, this is somewhat of a variety show. When we put the science experiment together last year. We did not want to inundate the solid real estate for an hour or an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever the format was. As we've grown to a 2-hour show, we like to keep it light and funny and humorous, and once in a while maybe just a little bit of sports or baseball, Matt. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Just a little, once in a while.
Yeah.
This show was created by Mark Peterson and myself. Eric McKenna, along with Sir Frank Sparks, my original producer, who has now been elevated here to programming director status at Beaver County Radio, and also the host of Teleforum. So, Matt, when we moved the show temporarily to Wednesday and back to Saturday, Matt has joined us here because we just can't work Frank every day of the week. I mean, we'd like to, it'd be funny, but we just can't. So, I am absolutely delighted to have Matt on, and I think this is probably your 5th show with me, or 6th show, I think.
More than that. I'd probably say probably around maybe like 7 or 8.
Is it really? Already?
Yeah.
See how time flies? And Matt had the opportunity to guest produce the show on a couple occasions. So I refer to him as my adopted co-host because you are an integral part of this operation, and thank you, as always, for being here. Because I could not do this without you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's no problem. So before we get into Mr. Jim Taddeo here, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. We had a great show last week. The response from the audience was phenomenal, and the emails after the show, which you can email me anytime. It's sold@calleric.com, I might add. But the content was very valuable, and that basically is this. We have a lot of fun, and we joke around a lot, but in essence, this show is about providing real estate content to you. And when you speak about the terms of real estate, you think of everything. You think about what a realtor does, what a home inspector does, which we happen to have a great one online today, Mr. Matt Pia, a regular guest in the show and sponsor. We'll get to Matt a little later. Matt, we're waiting for you to come back on the show. Just kind of put that out there. But anyways, but it could be an appraisal. It could be working with mortgage companies. But one of the often overlooked aspects of the real estate spectrum is indeed home improvements. And it isn't a stretch because oftentimes when we go in to list a home, some homes have, just by wear and tear, deficiencies. And that's a tough word to use, but we use it kindly, meaning that there are things that you possibly could do to your home to increase the potential value you'll receive. And that could, a lot of times, that's a renovation. And where, number one, will any appraiser tell you the value, the number one source of value in a home generally is, besides location? Because location we can't change, right? That's an attribute of the property. That's a physical thing. We can't change it.
Right.
But in terms of things we can change, we can adjust, and we can alter, the value starts with bathrooms and right under that, kitchens. So we have a phenomenal guy, Mr. Jim Taddeo here from QualityBassForLess.com. And I want to go right off the bat here and make sure that you have Jim's number because you're going to want to call him today after you had heard this show. It's 412-758-7345. Again, it's Jim Taddeo with QualityBassForLess.com. 412-758-7345. So, Jim, I know you've got a little agenda here. This is the most prepared guest I've ever had because, Matt and I just come in and we wing it. and I've had the great gentleman from My Way Storage. We wing it. Ed comes in and we wing it. But, Matt, Jim is very prepared, like me, kind of.
Says the guy who just said he was winging it the whole time. Okay.
Kind of. But I respect that. But this is a free reeling show here. So before you get into your notes, Jim, I have a question for you because it came up from an email this week.
Sure.
That we got in regards to our show last week. And that was the following. And this is probably a broader topic, but as you know, and Jim is also a client of mine and a friend, full disclosure here. So we've talked real estate quite a bit in detail on a social basis as well as a professional basis. So Jim knows my fear as a realtor is when you go into a home and there is a water issue. And yes, water can come into a home or encroach on a home in many different ways. You would think naturally, where can it come? Well, it can come from the roof leaking or the downspouts maybe draining next to the house and water seeping in the basement. But one of the areas where I think a lot of us, we have an aged bathroom and we have aged fixtures in there and sometimes aged plumbing. And, I'm guilty of this in my earlier homes. You look up and, you see a little tiny water spot there. And the bathroom is above the living room. You're like, how about that? And then you look the next day and it kind of looks the same. So you don't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. Then you look 2 months later and it looks a little bigger. And it's a really unhealthy way to live with moisture in your walls in a place it doesn't belong. And I just want to get your feeling on that. And for you to stress to, in your opinion, why it's so important to address any water issue, especially if it's coming from a bathroom. And how does this happen? Where have you seen as a remodeler the major fatigue in parts? Is it in the fixtures? Is it in the actual plumbing? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, a couple issues with water. First, water is going to flow to the lowest spot.
Correct.
So where you see it might not be right above where the leak is. It could be somewhere else because it's going to flow to the lowest spot in your ceilings.
Sure.
Now, a lot of leaks, fixtures, yes, they can leak, but you would see that.
Okay.
You would see a lot of that fixture leak. Washers could go. The faucets could be leaking. There's a couple issues there. A lot of the leaks that you don't see come from your tub and shower area.
Correct.
People look at me and go, "Where's this? I had a plumber out here. He can't find it." And he said to call you. I said, "Oh, okay." So when I get out there, 9 times out of 10, if it's not a plumbing issue, what you have to look at is your caulking.
Okay.
Yeah, as I said before, caulking fails because it fails to stick, and that's when that water gets behind it. Now, the water's going to leave. Where's it going to go? Maybe to a ceiling. You'll see that above your kitchen if your bathroom's above your kitchen.
Correct.
Sometimes a foyer, sometimes
Correct.
a living room. The issues with water, your drywall's going to absorb it. Your plaster's going to absorb it. And if you don't see it, it's going to create mold and mildew for you.
Correct.
A lot of times you can smell it. You smell that mold and mildew and wonder where it's coming from. You have to research that. If you have an access panel, open that up, look in there. If you can't find it, call an expert out.
Absolutely. And it's nothing to mess with. And to his credit, Mr. Matt Pia from Division 9 Home Inspections, our go-to home inspector, has spent quite a bit of time on this show. And we've had some shows just talking about, because he's fanatical about water, searching for water when he does his inspections. I mean, he's fanatical about everything. That's why I love Matt and the work he does. But water is a huge problem. And I know Matt's out there watching, so he's probably shaking his head right now. Yes. But as a remodeler, we talked last week about pricing just a little bit, and we're not going to talk specifics because, as Jim mentioned last week, it's kind of like with me when I go to see a house. I don't want to talk numbers if I've never been through the home. We run some very successful Facebook campaigns, getting clients that, if they're interested possibly in finding out what the home valuation is, they opt in on our ad, and we actually provide this service at no charge. We could talk about that later. But the point is, unless I can get to the property, talk to the owner briefly, and then quickly tour the property, it's hard for me to speak hard numbers. Same thing with Jim. He's going to walk. If you give him dimensions and so forth, even by phone, he really needs to be there to give you an accurate price, to be fair to him, and most importantly, to be fair to you. But we did generally talk last week about pricing, and you said that at times, because of either changes that need to be made in the bathroom, whether it be cosmetic or maybe a necessity because of water, plumbing is an issue. Mm-hmm. And plumbing is a component of the total charge for a bathroom. And talk a little bit of how that can vary, sometimes because problems need to be resolved first before you can install a new bathroom. Is that correct?
Correct. Well, if we're going to get away from the water issue right now, because once I get to the house and I look at your situation, if there's a water problem, we can address it then.
Sure.
But plumbing, 9 times out of 10, what I'm finding when I'm going into homes, you're going to find those faucets where they're two-handled. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you got to play with them like you're opening up a safe.
Matt, I know you know all about that.
Oh, of course.
One of the disadvantages with that kind of system is if you have other people living in the home and you have other bathrooms, you have washing machines, you have dishwashers, you go to take a shower, and somebody flushes that commode downstairs, usually your wife trying to punish you. You're either going to fry or you're going to freeze. The faucets that go in today, 90% of them have a scald guard.
Okay.
And that's going to change your configuration. You're not going to have to lean down so far.
Wait, what is this newfangled thing you talk of? Scald guard.
Scald guard. That'll stop you from being either froze or fried.
How do I not know of this?
Well,
this magnificent invention.
Apparently, you have a nice wife, huh? She hasn't punished you yet, but
don't count on that.
If you have a one-handled system, usually those have the scald guard in it.
Okay.
If you have the old system where there's one in the middle to turn your shower on.
Yes,
which
yes.
9 times out of 10, people don't turn that off when they're done showering.
Yes.
The wife will come in to take a bath and turn the water on, and she's got a wet head. That's an issue.
Yes.
But the plumbers that work with me are all master plumbers, are all certified. So any issues that you come up with plumbing, fortunately, we don't run across a lot of the galvanized, which was that silver pipe.
Yes.
A lot of calcium used to build up in those.
Correct.
And you touch that pipe, it would leak. Touch the next one, it would leak. But copper and plastic are the two big ones today.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of flexible tubing now for plumbing.
PEX?
Yes.
Yes.
A lot easier.
Love that stuff.
Oh, do you like it?
I love that stuff. Yeah, well, okay, just to answer one quick question I have about that. I see PEX in 2 configurations generally, Jim. I see them where they still have the little elbows that go to hard corners, little plastic fittings.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see some that just slowly wrap around, corners.
Right.
Is it the same thing and they've just chosen to install those or
depends on the plumber and
okay.
how he
so
feels the situation should be addressed.
Okay, so if it's a hard turn, they may not want to curve it around because it may kink. Is that pretty much
Correct.
the essence? Okay.
Correct.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was 2 different systems I was seeing. I observe a lot. Don't always understand a lot, but I observe a lot out there.
It's always changing.
Okay.
New innovations are coming.
Okay.
It's a lot simpler now to when you're running plumbing through a home now, especially with the flexible hoses.
Absolutely.
It's a lot simpler for the plumbers and for the homeowners now.
And then, of course, you have the plumbers that come upstairs and they give you their assessment, because I've had this happen to me. I have an old Victorian house, so they walk up the stairs and they have their hands crossed and they go, "Well," and you're in for trouble, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they simply say something like, "Well, it starts out galvanized and it's ugly, and then right around the second floor there's like a couple extensions of copper, and then it gets to the next floor, and then there's some connections of plastic." So the point being, friends, if you have an older home, and it doesn't have to be ancient like mine, but an older home, you may be surprised to find out the components used within your plumbing. And that's another reason why that is dangerous and why you need to have a professional. And we won't belabor the plumbing thing. But, Jim, plumbing is certainly something to do with how you do your work. And I know you mentioned, too, when Jim Captadio gives you a quote for a job, and he's confident of that quote and he's done his due diligence, that's the quote. And if he runs into a couple surprises along the way, that's on Jim.
That's absolutely right. I should be a professional enough to recognize if you have a problem out there.
Okay.
When I go into let's say your bathroom, I'm going to be pushing on walls.
Right.
I'm going to be looking at things. I'm going to ask you to step back for a little bit. Let me take a view of this.
Okay. All right, friends. You've listened to the first segment of Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. Me. How about that? At RE/MAX Advanced Realtors in Swickley and Robinson Township. We're off to a great start here. We're with Jim Taddeo with QualityBathsForLess.com. He's my special guest. And, of course, joined by my good friend and my adopted co-host, Matt the Durzik. And I promise you all, we will be right back. Hello, friends. This is RE/MAX Advanced Realtor Eric McKenna with CallEric.com and host of Your Personal Realtor on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. I really hope you are enjoying today's show. Friends, did you know that I can be your personal realtor? That's right. If you're looking to list your home or buy a new home, call or text me today at 412-613-4466. That's 412-613-4466. Or send me an email at sold@calleric.com. That's sold@calleric.com. I just love it when listeners become clients. So why not contact me today and let me put my social media advertising to work for you. Together, we can reach your real estate goals. This is your personal realtor, Eric McKenna, with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors and CallEric.com.
From kickoff to the coach's press conference, we are Steelers game day.
Touchdown! Antonio Brown right down the gut.
This is Bill Hillgrove. Along with Tunch Ilkin and Craig Wolfley, we bring you every game and all of the coverage that keeps you up to date with everything black and gold. Right here on the Pittsburgh Steelers Football Network.
And the crowd is enjoying every minute of it.
Week 5 is here, and the Pittsburgh Steelers return home to Heinz Field as they welcome the Jacksonville Jaguars for an afternoon tilt. You can catch all the coverage of the game on Beaver County Radio with coverage beginning at 11 o'clock. Local coverage is brought to you by Bowser Hyundai of Chippewa, the Medicine Stop Pharmacy, Town Square Restaurant, Moon Township Automotive, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Community College of Beaver County, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Pride Transportation, Electric Garage Door Sales, and, of course, Beaver County's home for the black and gold since 1948, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
WBVP, WMBA.
And welcome back to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. I'm a realtor with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors, serving Allegheny, Butler, Washington, and, of course, the incomparable, I love that word, incomparable Beaver County, who has actually opened their hearts and their minds and their souls to this show. And for that, I'm thanking you so much. Our science experiment continues on in week number 54, joined by Mr. Jim Taddeo with QualityBassForLess.com. Again, that's QualityBassForLess.com. And, of course, Jim's number to reach him. And he just loves those 4 a.m. phone calls. I'm just putting it out there.
Please.
Putting it out there. 412-758-7345. 412-758-7345. Before we get into the sponsors of the show here, that I want to definitely thank all the wonderful people who make this go, Jim. I just want to touch on that again. You know, we had talked about, you know, how plumbing has been an issue with a lot of people in their home, and it's related to their bathroom. And you know, Jim can't quote plumbing prices and so forth, but I find it amazing to me in this day and age that you go out and the knowledge that you have and the inspection that you give before you give a price to somebody, but you're willing to take that risk. I mean, you've done your best assessment that if somebody, when your people get in there, your quality craftsmen get in there and they start the rehab, the reno, the new bathroom for your client, if they run into an extra problem, you know, you will resolve that problem within the existing quote.
Absolutely.
It's unheard.
I don't like surprises,
but it's unheard of to me. I've never met a contractor, including my own father, you know, who was phenomenal. I selfishly will tell you. But I've never heard that before. That's a tremendous guarantee.
Well, when you're going into one area of the home, which is the bathroom, you just have to examine it. You know what to look for. I've got enough experience to know what to look for. Now, if I'm doing a complete remodel of a house, that's a different story.
Sure.
You know, you never know what you're going to run into, and if you're going to think you're going to run into something, out of courtesy to the homeowner, say, this is what I assess, but this could happen. If that does, it could lead to X, Y, Z.
Understood.
It's just honesty. And I have found most homeowners that if you're upfront and honest with them, then they will work with you.
Absolutely.
It's all about trust.
There's
and
no
everybody's looking for someone that they can trust out there. It's a shame the way that 7 out of 10 contractors treat their supposed customers.
Right.
I've heard so many horror stories that we could have a whole show.
No, I'm sure. And I'm sure the audience who we want to encourage to contact us today and participate in this show, but I'm sure the audience has a few of those as well. And we're not expressly soliciting those calls. We want to stay on topic today. But if you want like to ask Jim Taddeo with QualityBassForLess.com a question here, he is here live and willing to talk to you about the kind of work he does or answer your questions on bathroom renovation. Two most famous numbers in Beaver County, 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Feel free to call us. Or if you would like, you can also ask us a question on Facebook Live. We're both on my personal page. Just go to Facebook and type in Eric McKenna. You'll find me. And you also see at that time our business page as well. We are live, as always, here at Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. WMBA. We're going to return to our conversations with Jim Taddeo with Quality Bass for Less, but I'd be remiss if I did not thank those who make this show go. First and foremost, our great friends at Frags Tags in downtown Coriopolis for all your title, notary, and transfer needs. Contact Frags Tags today at 412-264-3018, 412-264-3018. Lifestyle, family, and portrait photographer Dawn Morse. From infants to toddlers to preteens to graduations and beyond, let Dawn photograph and capture, in essence, with the wonderful working color that she does, the essence of your family. Give her that opportunity. Call for a session today at 412-337-8348 or visit Dawn and see her work at gypsysoulsphotography.com. The show also is propelled by Miss Leslie Raymond with Union Home Mortgage, our go-to mortgage specialist. Contact Leslie today for your mortgage needs at 412-719-5673, NMLS 138287, and PA license number 29666. It's Halloween, right?
Close enough.
All right, and of course, viewing today on Facebook Live, which I want to encourage him to participate, the phenomenal Mr. Matt Pia with Division 9 Inspection Group. And it's Division, the number 9, inspection.com. If you even have questions about your home, even if you're not thinking about buying or selling, but you want an expert to come in and indeed give you an owner's manual to your house, walk through your house, give it an evaluation, help you out with questions, and give it in a way that's unsolicited, honest, and matter of fact, which to me is the essence of the quality of his work. Call Matt. You can't go wrong. 412-715-8123 or visit him at division, the number 9.com. This show is sponsored by Big Bang Comics and Collectibles in Sewickley. To get your inner nerd out, our good friend Diamond Dave Bishop, the owner of this, the proprietor of this great business. And Diamond Dave always joins us around 10 after the second hour, which he commonly notes as the power hour of the show. Dave calls in and gives us the Diamond Dave Deal of the Week at Big Bang Comics and Collectibles, or you can visit Dave on Broad Street in Sewickley, or call him today at 412-259-8742. Comics, collectibles, and more at Big Bang Comics. We're also very happy, as we noted last week, to welcome into our sponsorship family Hope Roofing. That's Hope Roofing. Owner Hamilton Hope has been serving the Southwest Pennsylvania area and the wonderful people of Beaver County expressly for over 20 years. New roofing, roofing evaluation, roofing repairs are all part of Hope Roofing's specialty, along with gutter and downspout installation, repairs, and so forth. Any questions in those areas, you can do yourself a big favor and you can contact Hamilton today. That's Hope Roofing. Contact Hamilton at 412-264-7598, 412-264-7598. That's Hope Roofing. Or visit Hamilton and his crew at hoperoofingandgutters.com. And we're back with Mr. Jim Taddeo with QualityBassForLess.com. And a way to reach Jim, of course, outside of the show is 412-758-7345. And we encourage you to call in with your questions about bath remodeling. So, Jim, let's just continue the process here. And I want to recap a little bit about what we discussed last week, only because it was so darn good. You know, we talked about you go in and you speak to a client about what they want to do. You know, you listen. You're a great listener. I know that as a person from you. You're a great listener. Take me through the process, because I know there's some pointed questions you need to ask once you listen, and that determines the kind of renovation and, of course, the kind of budget and so forth. How do you piece together a presentation so a client here or a potential client listening will know what to expect from Jim Taddeo when you arrive?
All right, when I walk into a home, first of all, I'm going to treat your home with respect. I'm going to treat you with respect. You invited me into your home. I'm going to act like the professional that I should be. I even take my shoes off sometimes if you have children. I've been walking around a lot of areas. I kick them off.
That's a good realtor move. We do the same.
Oh, do you really?
Well, I do.
I consider it, common courtesy
no question about it.
To at least ask.
No question.
Talk a little bit, get to know the owner, maybe sit down, see what their needs are. Then we'll go to the project, which usually is upstairs. There's some ranch homes that have us on the first floor.
Sure.
That's fine. When I first walk into that bathroom area, I'll ask the customer, what's important to you here? What would you like to see? And I listen intently to that, take some notes. And after they tell me, I ask them to give me a few minutes, and then I look around. I look for wet spots. I'll push on the walls to see if you have any damage there, see if there's any water back there that they weren't aware of. I'll check their plumbing. If they have an access panel, I'll open that up. I'll look at that. And we discuss all that they want to do. Once they decide what they want to do, then we take each area one step at a time. For instance, we'll start at the tub and shower area. What are you considering here? And as we discussed last week, there's options for you. You can put in something as cheap and unmanageable as fiberglass, which I wouldn't recommend.
Ooh, bad. Fiberglass, bad.
Bad.
Fiberglass, bad.
Or you could ceramic tile. Now, that's a nice look. Some maintenance to it.
A little pricey.
Yeah, pricey. Or you could use acrylic, which is my favorite to use in the tub and shower area. For me,
and we'll talk about that.
Right, it's just easy maintenance. So once we decide what we want to do there, then we'll look at the rest of the bathroom. What do you want to see? Most of them are updates. They might want a new pedestal if they have a pedestal, a new vanity, maybe a medicine cabinet, maybe a light bar. Take the old wallpaper off that's been there for whatever they want to do, we can do for you.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. What are you seeing as a trend? I mean, because, there's obviously cookie cutter, and there's nothing wrong with cookie cutter because that tends to work well with your budget as a homeowner. But what are the trends you're seeing? Like, what are the options? I mean, I want to get into the acrylic thing because last week Jim explained to me, and Jim will tell you this, but he has the honor of being a manufacturer's representative or
well, I'm an independent representative that I can use bath fittings.
Yes, and I thought that's phenomenal. And we're going to talk again for those who missed last week's show because it's important how that works. Because what I think, bath fitters has always had intriguing commercials. They always had, but I don't know that it's ever been shown in a way that you explained how that's actually done. So
it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
So the benefits of acrylic. Let's talk about that.
First of all, as we talked last week, the easiness of cleaning. Grout holds that moisture. You're always wiping those walls down. That grout's holding the moisture. It's going into the cement board. And then you wonder why your towels begin to fall out, why your kids can pull the soap dish out.
Dangerous.
Yeah, those kind of issues you can have. But the cleanability, Windex, 409, scrubbing bubbles, white vinegar and water, dishwashing liquid. There's no scrubbing with it. Very, very, nothing can penetrate it.
Love that.
Non-porous.
Love that.
So you're not going to get any water behind the walls because it can't leak through it. And you're not going to get any mold or mildew that's going to accumulate on it because, again, it's non-porous. The cleanability, as I said, women love it. They don't have to spend that much time in there scrubbing that down. That's an area of the bathroom, they're a little queasy about going in there, especially if there's a lot of guys in the family.
Well, you're talking about soap scum, obviously, in a bathtub, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, so we talked a little bit about fiberglass. I had mentioned on the air last week in the late 70s, early 80s, my father had a 3-piece fiberglass enclosure. I said 2 last week, but I went to visit my mom. Mm-hmm. It's a 3-piece. So
what'd you do? Go count?
I did. What I wanted to know is I can remember the caulking was the tub sat in, then the walls sat in. There was caulking there, and then the roof. The lid.
Ceiling panel.
Right, and then there was caulking there. So there was 3 pieces and 3 areas of potential water encroachment because of the caulking. But, the fiberglass has worn horrifically bad.
And it's hard to clean, and the more she scrubs it, the more dirt's going to go into those pores, and it's just going to be an issue that's not going to go away.
It's probably not great. It probably is not best for your health either, because once it cracks, and, you can scrub it all you want, but it's still potential for, microorganisms, right?
Well, you talk about cracking. See, and we talked about water issues before.
Yes.
There have been many times that I'll go into a home and they go, Jim, we just can't find this leak. And if it's a fiberglass system where it's a 1-piece, where there is no caulking, because they'll put that in the home first. Okay. Then they'll build the walls around that.
Right.
So it's a 1-piece that can be brought in then, never after.
Less destroyed. You got to cut it up and take it out.
But a lot of times they'll say, Jim, we don't know where this is coming from. that fiberglass can crack on the base where you're walking.
Okay.
You'll turn the water on, like most people would do, and they'll go downstairs where they see that spot, and they'll look at it, and no more water's coming on it, and they don't understand why.
Okay.
Once you step into that pan or that tub, and that crack separates a little bit, you don't see it, that's when the water will come through.
Okay.
So that's another challenge of fiberglass.
Okay.
A lot of times you can't see those cracks.
So you're saying once the weight of the human stands in there,
that's
that
right.
separates the water. And then when
That separates that crack, and the water will go through that.
Okay.
So that's an issue with fiberglass. The cleanability of it, the durability of it, it's a quick fix.
Okay, so let's talk about the solution of acrylic, which is the Bat Fitters trademark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think a lot of the commercial time is spent generally showing how it fits in. It can fit in your current bath if you choose that route. Is that correct?
Well, if you have a steel tub or a cast iron tub,
okay,
they have a tool that nobody else has.
Okay,
it's their tool. And they'll measure those tubs so that you get an exact fit. It's like a Dixie cup. Best way I can describe it, take a Dixie cup, put it inside of a Dixie cup.
Okay.
It's that tight of a fit. Because most other acrylic companies today don't have that tool. So they'll come to you and go, no, we don't do any kind of liners. That doesn't work.
Laser? Is it like a laser tool that goes in
That's
there?
for the wall system.
Okay.
But they don't want to even go over your cast or steel tub now because they don't have the technology. They'll say you can't do that. You have to rip it out.
Right.
And when you rip it out, that's a whole nother story.
Yes, it is.
So once they do the measurements for that steel or cast iron tub, because you cannot go over fiberglass yet, the technology isn't there yet.
Okay.
Get the exact dimensions. They'll make a mold, and that tub will fit like a Dixie cup inside of a Dixie cup. Over
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Now your wall system. That's what we were talking about. It's
okay.
a one-piece system, 7.5 feet by 11 feet, about the size of a small bedroom.
Wow.
That's how that sheet is. That's how it's shipped to them. That's how it's delivered to them. That's how it's manufactured. It's amazing. It's cumbersome. For them to deal with that, it's very cumbersome, but worth it for the consumer.
Sure.
Because then they'll come to your house, put a laser right in front of that tub, shoot the exact dimensions of your wall, and then bend that to those exact dimensions. So all that 14 to 15 feet of caulking in the corners will never be there again because it's a one-piece wall for you.
So if you had the liner,
mm-hmm.
but then you had the wall piece, there would be some kind of adhesive there, right?
Yes, we use a butyl.
Okay, and what is a butyl?
Same material around the windshield of your car. Because of the expansion and contraction with temperature variances in that area.
Right.
It expands and contracts, but always stays solid. And I would have to show you how that is.
Okay.
I could put two pieces of acrylic together with butyl, and you wouldn't even pry it apart with a screwdriver.
That's amazing.
Well, it's better than using a liquid nails that'll expand and contract and then finally pop.
Sure.
And you get that oil can, which oil canning means when you push on that wall, it's like pushing an old oil can to get the oil out.
Yes. The
walls should be solid all the time.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Let me back up now. Mm-hmm. Let's say it's a fiberglass tub and it's coming out. So you're going in there to put your tub in.
Mm-hmm.
And how is that done? Is it still measured? Let me ask you this. At that point, is the enclosure one piece?
Well, our enclosure, an acrylic enclosure is not one piece. You can't get it in the house now.
That's what I thought.
Your hallways, your steps.
Yeah.
When the home is first being built, even if you have a cast iron tub up there,
right?
Usually they put that in that room first, and then they build the walls around it.
I have a old claw cast iron tub in my third floor that we assumed that's what happened.
Right, and it'll be there forever, right?
Can't move unless I bust it up, and I don't plan on doing that.
Well, so what they'll do is they put that in, then build everything around it.
Okay.
If we took out a fiberglass unit, it's an empty space now.
Sure. It's a pallet, open pallet.
First thing we do is we look at the walls. There's no green board. There's no purple board. So we're going to put new purple board up.
Sure.
Bring the walls to standard. Check the floor. Check your drain. Everything's wide open so we can look at everything.
Sure.
We'll put an acrylic tub in, and that tub is so thick, it's about 1/4 inch thick.
Wow.
That it won't move on you. I remember one time stepping into a hotel, shower, and I thought I was going to the floor
I
beneath
think we
me.
all have, my friend. Those of us that travel, yes.
Right. And that's what
yes.
happens a lot with fiberglass. It's very, very weak, so it's going to bend on you. That's why it cracks. So we put an acrylic tub in or a shower pan, whatever you want.
Okay.
It's a 1/4-inch thick that's not going to move on you. There's an anti-skid on the bottom, and then we adhere your walls to it with an etching solution so you don't have that caulking problem.
That's amazing. So caulking is the thing of the past.
Yes, yes. And maintenance. If something happens on that system, for as long as you own your home, they take care of it.
That is incredible itself.
It's not a lifetime.
Right.
Because what does that mean? My lifetime, your lifetime,
Right.
lifetime of the product.
Right.
So they have a guarantee on their product line. It's as long as you own that home, period.
Wow. How about
That's
that,
why
friends?
I like dealing with them.
Okay. Okay. Now, we also talked about what if, and Jim is fully capable of handling even the most exquisite or custom bathroom arrangements as well. I mean, whether you're going entry level, which is nothing wrong with that, or if you want something specific, or some small touches here or there, or you've laid out a plan for a rather exquisite bathroom, you can handle all of that.
Absolutely. And as I said last week, if you go to that cost value report,
Right.
any remodeling project you want to do around your home, from attic installation to entry door placement to bathroom to kitchens, it'll give you an estimate nationally what you can do. And the average cost is $12,000 to $18,000. I have done bathrooms that are far, far more expensive than that.
I am sure you have.
And it's
I'm sure
because
you have.
it's the taste that you have.
Absolutely.
And if that's what you want, that's what you can have.
All right. Not to cut you off, Jim, we're going to go to our next break here. This is Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. I am a RE/MAX Advanced Realtor out of Swickley and Robinson, serving southwestern Pennsylvania, and we're here every Saturday from 10 to noon on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. Always here having a lot of fun. Thanks for making this part of your Saturday. We appreciate it, and I promise you, we'll be right back.
You can go out and do it yourself, or you can let Hall Lawn Care in New Brighton do it for you. Let Hall Lawn Care make your lawn perfect. Hall Lawn Care does residential and commercial. Fall is the best time to get your lawn in order, and Halls is there to help. Call Halls at 724-846-HALL. That's 724-846-4255 for all your fall planting and cleanup, including mulching, mowing, and leaves. Don't do it yourself. Call Hall Lawn Care in New Brighton today. A proud supporter of the New Brighton Lions.
Credit card debt piling up? Tired of making payment after payment and still never seeing your balance come down? Stop. With New Alliance Federal Credit Union's Visa, you'll pay just 6.99% APR with no annual fee and no balance transfer fee. Stop paying 13, 20, even 25% interest. New Alliance Federal Credit Union's Visa card is just 6.99% with no balance transfer fee and no annual fee. New Alliance also offers home equity and consolidation loans that can save you hundreds, even thousands of dollars by combining your existing debts into one low-rate loan. Apply online at newalliancefcu.com or visit your convenient local branch across from the mall in Center Township, on Merchant Street in Ambridge, or Main Street West Aliquippa. Visa offer applies to new balance transfers and purchases for the life of the balance. Future rates subject to change. Approval based on creditworthiness. Other restrictions may apply.
The back-to-back Stanley Cup champions are returning to Beaver County Radio.
Here's Malkin shooting and scoring from the left wing circle. Evgeny Malkin beats Renee, and the Penguins have a 3-0 lead. Oh, how much fried chicken can you eat?
Follow the Penguins all season long with local coverage presented by Roberts Roadside Inn, St. Barnabas Beaver Meadows, Apart from the Ordinary, and Beaver County Radio, WBVP, and WMBA.
High school, college, and pro sports. We have the call on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
And welcome back to Your Personal Realtor here on Beaver County Radio. I am your humble host, Eric McKenna, a realtor with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors out of Swickley and Robinson Township, serving all of Allegheny, Butler, Washington, and, of course, the wonderful Beaver County. And so thankful for all the Facebook Live friends and family who have joined us today. It continues to rock and roll. Here with Mr. Matt Durzik, my adopted co-host and producer extraordinaire, making sure that we don't fumble and stumble our way through a show any more than we typically do on our own. And friends, before we get back to Mr. Jim Taddeo with QualityBassForLess.com, I want to remind all of you that, yes, I can be your personal realtor. So many of the tremendous folks of Beaver County have welcomed me into their homes. I got a chance to meet many of you, befriend many of you, meet your family. Some of you have become clients. Some of you are planning to enlist me as your realtor in the next couple of months. Even we have a couple of clients a couple of years out. And just some of you wanted good realtor talk and discussion because you weren't ready. And I understand that. I offer you my services. It's at no obligation. Again, I just want to meet you and show you and hopefully quickly expose you to the kind of work that I do. And once you see that kind of work, hopefully it'll resonate with you, especially if you're listing your house. I don't like to use the words expert, although I have an expert in bathroom modeling here today. And I also have an expert as a producer on the other side of the board, but I don't like that referred to me. I'm just an advocate. I am a customer advocate and someone that truly wants to do whatever I can to service my client. And ultimately, at the end, when you're at closing and you're smiling and you hold one of my calleric.com signs up for a photo with me, that is satisfaction, that you're willing to help me with other clients and share what I do with other clients by your satisfaction of the work we do. That's where I really, really find my enjoyment and my love of being a realtor. It's not baloney. It's not malarkey. I love what I do, and I would love to talk to you about any home you're considering selling or possibly a family member, or if you're just thinking of buying a house. We do everything here. We do it all. Contact me anytime at 412-716. I gave the wrong number out again. There's too many numbers in front of me, Matt. I should know my own number, though.
Yeah.
412-613-4466. Again, it's 412-613-4466. That's my personal line. Call or text me anytime or email me at sold@calleric.com. And I would be remiss if I didn't say the lead sponsor of the show is indeed my website, calleric.com. I encourage you to visit that. Even if you're not ready to reach out to me by phone yet, you're still a little unsure, that website will give you a good amount of information on my background. I'm proud of that website, the content of it, how we've created this show. I've got a video presentation there with just quick real estate tips. I hope you find them helpful. It's called the McKenna Minute. And there's also a podcast I do with another great realtor out of Minneapolis, and just a lot of good, solid, and honest information. Visit me at calleric.com, or better yet, call me at 412-613-4466. All right, back with Mr. Jim Taddeo with QualityBassForLess.com. Jim, we were talking about the scope of different bathroom projects and so forth. And last week I mentioned, hey, Jim, can you do a double vanity? Because that seems to be the trend now.
You mean a double bowl?
I'm sorry, double bowl in the vanity, correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. And it seems to be a trend, and I've actually seen it done pretty well. And I've also seen it crammed into a bathroom that had no real right to even request that, but it was there. So,
if I may,
absolutely.
When you talked about being an advocate,
yes,
in your business, which you are very, very good.
Thank you.
I had the opportunity to work with you. You answer questions that homeowners aren't aware of.
Correct.
That they don't sell their home a lot of times. So
correct.
They don't know this. They don't know that. You gave me a lot of good pointers. It's helping me to move the property.
Thank you.
Same with myself. When I walk into your home and you say, hey, Jim, I want a double bowl vanity here. I want a walk-in shower. I want a right height commode. I want this. And I look at your area. If you're living in a certain county that doesn't allow you to have that, I have to educate you why.
Interesting.
Every county has a different code. Some counties will not allow you to have a double bowl vanity in there because of the the distance between the edge of that vanity and the center of your commode. You have to have certain codes that are followed.
Sure.
But when you can have something like that in your home, if you have a single bowl vanity right now, there's going to be some plumbing we're going to have to cut into your wall. That puts new drains in for you, new P-traps and so forth. But
Okay.
it can be done if the room is there. And that's nice when you have a larger family and you got a couple boys or a couple girls and they're getting ready for school in the morning. They each got a location
Certainly.
where they can do everything.
Certainly.
But there's different varieties of vanities that you can get, different woods you can use, different finishes. I was in a home last week, and it's nice when the consumer knows what they want.
Absolutely.
I came in there. She said, Jim, I want this done to my tub and shower area. That's good. And then I want a new vanity. I want a new floor. They want one of those Prego floors,
Sure.
In there. And then she says,
Pergo.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Now you make me hungry.
That's it. But,
tomato sauce.
and then she already knows the color of the vanity that she wants. She
Right.
wants a dove gray, and that's fine. That's real popular today. The
Okay.
grays, the platinums, the chromes.
Right.
So whatever she wants, I lay that out for her and bring her back a computer-generated picture
Okay.
that what it will look like.
That's great.
And if they like that, then we just go ahead and we get it done.
Huh.
So any kind of, there's furniture style vanities. There's different varieties that you can get, different woods, different finishes. It all depends on what your needs are, and I can show you all that. And as with you, not a dime to have me come out and see you.
The consultation is free. So Jim will come out and discuss these projects with you for free. And there's no obligation. And I pride myself in the same way. I will talk real estate with anyone that's serious, of course. Or if you catch me, having a tasty brew somewhere and you have a question, come on up and ask. I don't bite. I don't bite at all.
Even if the brew's not tasty.
Well, yeah, and I've had a few of those as well, too. All right, friends, you've been listening to Your Personal Realtor here on Beaver County Radio. The way to participate in this show, as always, is the two most famous numbers in Beaver County, 724-843-1888 or 724-774-1888. And we're heading up to the top of the hour here, but we have time for a quick call?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Good morning. You're on with Your Personal Realtor.
Yeah, good morning. Let's talk about the dreaded cast iron tub.
Okay.
Again, a lot of older houses in Beaver County. I have one myself, and trust me, I thought about trying to take that thing out, and I just could not get the Pittsburgh Steelers to come over and at least the offensive line to come over and help me get that thing down from the second floor to the first floor and out the door. And I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You have a lot of those products in the past. I don't think those are around as much. Maybe they are, where you paint your own tub. And then you have some people that are good at doing that, some that not so good. And how do you deal when you go into the house and they say, I want to do the bathroom, here's my big cast iron tub?
Jim?
All right.
When we have about a minute and a half.
Okay, real quick. If you have a cast iron tub, I have a tool that's going to measure that tub for you. I'm going to get the exact dimensions of it, and I'm going to show you a liner that I can put right over that cast iron tub. It's going to fit like a Dixie cup inside of a Dixie cup. You don't have to bust that out. I'm going to change your drains. I'm going to change your overflow. You won't know that that's not a new tub because it's going to look just like the tub you have now, but in better condition, easier to clean, and easier to maintain.
You wouldn't recommend that they bust the tub out and start from scratch. You can go right over top of the tub.
Absolutely. If you want to bust it out, I can bust it out. Or if you want to try to slide it down your steps and go through your wall, that's fine too. That's about a 1,200-pound tub you have there. And cast iron is very difficult to deal with. If you want to get it out of there, you're going to have to throw a canvas over it and take a 20-pound sludge to it and have about 5 to 7 days without a bathroom.
What about the outer wall when it's not square? Because as you know, sometimes for style, I guess, they have little ornamentation or little grooves. How do you deal with that when you're trying to place that over? How do you make it fit?
Well, I can make any wall pattern fit by shooting it with a laser, but to give you a very good answer, I'd have to take a look at it for you, and you're welcome to give me a call. I'll look at it for you, no charge, and give you any advice you might like to have.
I think that gives hope to a lot of people that have older bathrooms because, that cast iron tub has to be one of the biggest challenges you.
Well, actually, a cast iron tub is an easy challenge for me.
Oh, that's good to know. Well, listen, it's nice talking to you both.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you much.
We appreciate the phone call very much. Okay, friends, this is Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. Heard every Saturday from 10 to noon here on 1230 WBVP in Chippewa and Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA in Ambridge and Coriopolis. Right now, stay tuned for Town Hall News.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu says the biggest concern from Hurricane Nate's going to be the rising waters it causes.
Current forecasts have 3 to 6 inches of rain over the duration of the system. Our greatest threats, though, from this particular storm, because everyone is different, is not necessarily rain, but strong winds and storm surge. We can see serious tropical storm force winds between 30 to 80 miles per hour starting on Saturday.
The National Hurricane Center said Nate is heading toward the central Gulf of Mexico with winds of about 80 miles an hour, likely to make landfall somewhere in southeastern Louisiana, either late tonight or early tomorrow. President Trump devoting his weekly media address to the horrors in Las Vegas, but he also said people rallied to help others during the shooting.
Men, women, and children were gathered to enjoy a concert. They never imagined it would become the worst day of their lives. But in the wake of such shock and horror, it was a matter of seconds before the goodness of the human spirit broke through.
Speaking for the Democrats in their weekly address was Congressman John Lewis. He took up the party's refrain demanding more in the way of gun laws in America.
I've seen too many guns death, and I've seen too much Republican inaction and obstruction. And I'm here to say this must stop, and it must stop now.
Both the NRA and the White House have signaled support for greater controls on the so-called bump stocks that effectively enabled the Las Vegas shooter to convert his semi-automatic rifle into an automatic weapon. The board of directors of the the Weinstein Company, say they take the sexual harassment allegations against co-founder Harvey Weinstein very seriously and have appointed a legal team to review them. A statement issued last night says Weinstein's taking a leave of absence. More from townhall.com.
You're shopping for life insurance. That's smart. You should talk to SelectQuote. Consider these numbers. We've helped millions of families, and we've been doing it for 33 years. And with SelectQuote, you don't get just one quote like with other companies. You'll get up to 10 from highly rated insurers. How about these numbers? If you're a 40-year-old male, SelectQuote could get you $500,000 in coverage for under $25 a month. And if you're a 40-year-old female, SelectQuote could get you $500,000 in coverage for under $18 per month. But no matter how great the numbers, it all comes down to just one, helping you. That's why SelectQuote is America's #1 term life sales agency. Call SelectQuote at 800-474-5533. Again, 800-474-5533. That's 800-474-5533. Or visit SelectQuote.com to get your free quotes now. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Could the price of drugs be going up because of Hurricane Maria?
The Food and Drug Administration says drug shortages are possible because of expected long-term power outages in Puerto Rico following the deadly hurricane. Factories in Puerto Rico make nearly 10% of the medicines used by Americans, plus numerous medical devices. FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb says that the agency is working to prevent shortages of about 40 medicines. He didn't name the medicines involved. Keith Peters, Washington.
On Wall Street Friday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gave up 2 points. It's set to open at 22,774 on Monday. International oil prices had seen some gains during the week, but they gave back most of those on Friday, off $1.50 a barrel in international trading. And they closed at $49.29. The high-tech NASDAQ did well, up by about 5 points. Breaking news and analysis can be found at townhall.com. The White House is preparing to announce a series of measures targeting Iranian officials in coming days. I should say Iranian affiliates, We get the details from correspondent Mike Grazia.
Two administration officials and a person familiar with the developing policy say the measures will focus on Iran's Revolutionary Guard and the Shiite militant group Hezbollah. The person familiar with the Iran policy says National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster has worked to bring the Defense, State, and Treasury departments and intelligence agencies on board. Meantime, President Donald Trump is set to deliver a policy speech on Iran next week, in which he's expected to decline to certify Iran's compliance in the landmark 2015 nuclear deal. Mike Grazia, Washington.
Kellogg is buying the protein bar maker RX Bar just days after the cereal company hired a former vitamin executive as CEO. Kellogg, best known for things like Frosted Flakes, has struggled to make its cereals and snacks more appealing to Americans who want to avoid sugary processed foods. More from townhall.com.
Here for you 24 hours a day. Beaver County's hometown radio stations, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
And we are back. Thank you for joining us this Saturday here. It's going to be a nice Saturday out here in Western Pennsylvania, I believe. Weather's supposed to be good, right, Matt?
Yeah, and I think they're calling for no rain during the day and absolute chance, I think 100% chance, Greg said during the Sports Slam, that there's going to be a 100% chance of rain tonight.
That's what I'm thinking, too. And I've got a little project going on with a great new client of mine. I will, no problem, mention these wonderful people on there, John and Connie Atkinson out in Highland Park. We're doing some video and some still photography work out at their property today for a listing presentation that's upcoming. Can't wait to see that. Also, my assistant, and my very capable, and he's turning out to be great assistant, Amy Handlovich, is at my open house at 1230 Highland Avenue in Coriopolis. 1230 Highland Avenue, great 4-bedroom, 1897 or 1887. This is the turn of century home here.
Wow.
Woodwork's amazing. Go see her. It's offered for $124,900. It's a steal. 4-bedroom, 1-bath in Coriopolis. You got to see this place. 1230 Highland Avenue. Stop over and see Amy. It's definitely a steal. And indeed, I'm headed out that direction now. Hey, Denise, we got Denise Donnell, my cousin through marriage, and Jimmy Straka, and some really cool people that have checked in with Facebook Live. Thank you so much again for tuning in and making us part of your Saturday. Friends, I can be your personal realtor. That's right. That's right. I do it on air, and I can do it for you personally. I'd like to talk to you about your real estate concerns, your needs, your questions. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home now, 6 months, 3 months, 9 months, a year, even 2 years out, I'd like to chat with you. And if you're thinking of listing your home, it's one of the greatest things I do as a realtor and the most fun for me. I'm a marketer at heart. That's what I am. I am a marketer, and I love listing homes. We do a lot of innovative things. If you check out my YouTube channel or even check out my Facebook page, you're going to see the last 2 weeks, I've hired a new videographer to do walkthrough videos, and I always did them myself, and I thought they were pretty good, I might say. But we have taken our game to a whole new level, and the results and the feedback from not just potential buyers, but from everybody has been phenomenal. Check out our walkthrough videos on my listings. I can do the same for you. Again, if it's you thinking about upsizing, downsizing, maybe you have a son or a daughter getting ready to buy their first house. If you need a realtor, a capable, caring, and hardworking realtor, I am your guy. Call or text me directly at my number, which is 412-613-4466. Again, 412-613-4466, or visit me, interact with me, and check out information on my practice at calleric.com. All right, we're going to resume our talk here with QualityBathsForLess.com owner, Mr. Jim Taddeo, and we are talking bathroom modeling, all things bathroom modeling, especially conceptually, but especially the type of work Jim does and how he interacts with his clients. You know, if he's on my show, I can vouch for the character of this man. If you ever have a guest, if you ever hear of a guest on my show, you can assume right off the bat that he doesn't need any kind of explanation, or she will need no explanation on the character, because I would not do business or refer or engage in confidential business with anyone that I didn't have an ultimate respect with. And I certainly do with this gentleman, Mr. Jim Tadia, today with Quality Bats for Less. So, Jim, just right off the bat, if someone wants to contact you, they can interact you with your website at qualitybatsforless.com. And, of course, they can contact you directly at 412-758-7345. That's 412-758-7345. So we ended on the last break, and we were waiting for Mr. Diamond Dave Bishop to call in as well for his deal of the week at Big Bang Comics. But until he does, let's resume, again, your interaction with a client in any capacity that you want to talk about, but the biggest one being, to me, options.
Well, before we go to options, you touched upon when you enter a home.
Yes.
9 times out of 10, when a contractor comes to your home, they don't treat it with the respect that you have.
That's been my experience.
And I want everyone to know that when I work with them and I come to your home, first thing we do when we walk in to start the work is that we're going to put drop cloths down that we launder.
Phenomenal.
Any debris is not going to go in front of your home. We're going to haul it all away.
Or put it in front of the neighbor's house.
Well, yeah, we talked about that a little bit. And then we're going to clean up.
Just kidding.
Well, no, there's some neighbors who got a little mad about that. But then we'll clean up when we're done. So we'll take care of you from start to finish. And the thing about what I do, I'm there before the sale, I'm there during the sale, I'm there after it. So whenever you need me.
So basically, when your crew comes in, they start the process, you're checking in regularly as well.
Absolutely.
So, wow.
And the consumer can always call me too. Hey, Jim, what's going on here? And I'll go, well, what's the question? Yeah, and then we'll answer.
So you're engaged with the progress, and so it really is. Jim's not going to come, and he's not a salesman. And we talked about this last week, and don't even talk to me about realtors being salesmen. I'll give you a whole dissertation why we're not. But Jim's not a salesman. I mean, he really is an advocate for anyone looking to do this, and he's going to show you your options and help facilitate you getting what you want.
Right, and sometimes what you want might not be the most practical for you.
Pragmatism.
Or I will listen to you, and if I feel that there's something that you won't be, how's the word? Happy with?
Satisfied.
Yeah,
satisfied.
I'll tell you about it in a professional manner, because I'm not going to come in there and say, sure, you can have that, and then stick it in there and walk away. There's a lot of things that you're not aware of because you're not in the industry that I would like to share with you.
Sure.
And that's what I'll do when I come into your home. You tell me what you want, and I'll let you know if that'll work for you.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then we'll take a look at every option that we have for you.
One of the struggles as a realtor today, especially an engaged realtor, and I am not alone because I have spoken with plenty of my associates, other realtors on this matter. One of them is HGTV, while fun and engaging, and there's been a lot of real estate and renovations and flipping shows and just real estate in general shows out there. A lot of them very successful.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things it has done is, unfortunately, at times has provided unrealistic expectations in the public. Now, naturally, when a show starts out and they interview the couple that's going to be the feature of the show this week, and he's an IT guy, he works in the Valley, and she is a stay-at-home mom that handles wicker baskets down at the co-op, but their budget is $850,000. So, folks, it's reality television, and I'll scale it down. That's what we face as realtors. But Jim, talk a little bit about sometimes the unrealistic renovation costs that are blasted on the screen on some of these shows, and how sometimes you have to walk that back into reality.
Well, most of those shows are scripted. They're not real reality. They're scripted, and they already have the end result. When I run into those situations and listen to the people, then that's when we really have to sit down and have a reality check, and then talk to them about what is real and what is not real, what can be done and what can't be done. What you see on those reality shows and those remodeling shows, it looks easy.
It sure does.
It looks
sure
very
does.
easy, and you go, well,
Yes.
heck, I can do this myself. And people that try to do that, and then when it's a mess and they give me a call, then that's what happens. But
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. Okay, so, you're out there, you're watching and listening to our show today, which we're humbly thankful for. And, let's say you're a young couple, maybe your first home, and you're plotting out the potential or the possibility of just maybe using YouTube, which I love YouTube, don't get me wrong, but using YouTube and taping these HGTV shows and feeling that you've gotten enough instruction because, hey, if this young couple can do it on TV, why can't we do it?
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting ready to set out when you went and bought some tools and you made your list and you're getting ready to start. Now, I know, Jim, you wouldn't vehemently talk anybody out of something they're dreaming of doing, but what are some of the pitfalls of doing something of this scale that you have no experience in?
there's a lot of pitfalls. If I would sell real estate, I'd hit a lot of them myself because of my inexperience.
Correct.
Let's give you a good example. Someone wants to go into their bathroom and there's a bulkhead. Oh, we can take that out. It's just decorative. And they start cutting into it, and there's electrical wires, there's plumbing, your phone cables are running through that, and maybe while you're cutting it out, you cut a pipe or you cut a piece of wire.
Oh, that never happens.
Oh, never. So once you get into something, unless you're familiar with the process and what can happen, you can run into a lot of surprises, and surprises are going to cost you more money than what you budgeted for. These reality shows say, okay, we're going to fix this bathroom up, and we've got a $10,000 budget. Well, when they bust into that wall and they find out that there's electrical wires running through it, and they knocked it down, and now all of a sudden that job's going to be $15,000.
Correct.
There's a lot involved. If you want to have me out and say, Jim, can I do this, this, and this, and you do that? Yes, I can do that too. Maybe there's a portion of the bathroom you don't want to deal with. Maybe you don't want to deal with that plumbing issue.
Sure.
Maybe you don't want to deal with the electrical issues. Give me a call. You want to do some, that's fine. As long as I can give you advice on how to go and what not to do, we work together, we can do the complete project in bits and pieces if you have to.
Okay. Well, to me, this harkens back to something we've never touched on this show, but I think we need to. And that is, and I get asked this all the time, too, because I get asked, quite frankly, by some clients, hey, Eric, we want to sell our home on our own. Would you come in and would you be willing to do a portion of your work for a fee? Would you be willing to, there's a thing called a transactional license in real estate, meaning that I can come in for a discounted rate and handle just the paperwork. Just a transaction. I can make sure that all the paperwork's filled out correctly, and I can act as a licensed transactional agent. So I'm signing the documents. I'm not giving advice and walking away, which is unethical. I'm actually signing the documents. I am the licensed transaction agent for the transaction. I don't represent either side. It's kind of convoluted, and generally, as a rule of thumb, I do not practice that. But I get asked this a lot. Can you do part of this work for me? Because I want to sell my house on my own. Okay. And hey, if someone wants to sell their house on their own, fine. You certainly have the right to. I have, in rare occasions, seen it work out okay. And those are generally people that are attorneys or maybe have a mother or a father or uncle or someone that is a realtor and they're getting advice from somewhere. But generally, it fails. And as you know, as a professional, you feel the same way. We've talked. Friends, I can't put any simpler. If you were getting a brain surgery, you need a brain surgery. And again, I'm not saying that that's in the same par as selling a house. I mean, brain surgery is life or death. While selling a house may be not physical life and death, it could be financial life and death. You got to hire a professional. Life goes so much better when you hire a well-referenced, well-executed professional. It just does. Sometimes you may pay a little more. Sometimes you end up paying a lot less than if you ruin your bathroom on your own. So would you not agree? Let's get the professionals in. Let's get things done right. Let's pay attention to details. And then, as a consumer, you can breathe. You can walk away. Let the professionals do their thing. Would you not agree?
I agree with that. The challenge with that with a lot of homeowners is that they'll call a contractor in because they want it done right.
Correct.
And then they find that something wasn't done right, and all of a sudden this contractor doesn't exist anymore.
Sad to true.
And that is a big challenge in this industry. I can tell you that's not going to happen with me, but the only way you're going to find out is to allow me to be of service to you.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to walk away from a problem. We're going to fix it, because the bottom line is you need to be satisfied.
And the way you get in touch with Jim is qualitybathsforless.com. That's quality baths. That's a hard one to say. Quality baths for. Come on, I'm messing up here, Jay.
Quality baths for less.
Thank you, sir. And you can reach Jim directly. You can always call him at 412-758-7345. Get your pencil one more time. 412-758-7345. If you don't happen to catch Jim's number, or if you don't have it later and you want to get in touch with him, contact me. That's Eric McKenna at 412-613-4466. Or email me at sold@calleric.com, or connect with me through my website. Just get in touch with me. I'll be glad to refer Jim to you and get that number. Talk with Jim before you even think about starting your own bathroom remodeling project, especially if you really don't have any knowledge in it yourself. I mean, it's portrayed as such a kind of semi-romantic thing for young couples to bond through this project, and they'll have a lifetime of memories and all this. Guess what? You're going to have a lifetime of memories, and they're not going to be good ones if this all goes astray.
You might not be married after that.
So, friends, we're up against another break here. This is your personal realtor, Eric McKenna, with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors and CallEric.com, here every Saturday to entertain, to inform, to enlighten, and just to have one heck of a good time. Every Saturday, 10 to noon here on Beaver County Radio, and we will be right back. Hello, friends. This is RE/MAX Advanced Realtor Eric McKenna with CallEric.com and host of Your Personal Realtor on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. I really hope you are enjoying today's show. Friends, did you know that I can be your personal realtor? That's right. If you're looking to list your home or buy a new home, call or text me today at 412-613-4466. That's 412-613-4466. Or send me an email at sold@calleric.com. That's sold@calleric.com. I just love it when listeners become clients. So why not contact me today and let me put my social media advertising to work for you. Together, we can reach your real estate goals. This is your personal realtor, Eric McKenna, with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors and CallEric.com.
From kickoff to the coach's press conference, we are Steelers Game Day. This is Bill Hillgrove. Along with Tunch Ilkin and Craig Wolfley, we bring you every game and all of the coverage that keeps you up to date with everything black and gold, right here on the Pittsburgh Steelers Football Network.
And the crowd is enjoying every minute of it.
Follow the Steelers all season long on Beaver County Radio. Tune in this Sunday at 11 o'clock for exciting Steelers football with Bill Hillgrove, Tunch Ilkin, and Craig Wolfley. Steelers football is brought to you locally by Steeltown Sounds, 5 Star Medical, Medic Rescue, XL Mortgage, Ron Raymer CPA, Beth Hazen Nationwide Insurance, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center, Junction Auto Service, and Beaver County Radio. 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
724-843-1888 or 724-774-1888.
Those are the Beaver County radio numbers, and probably the most famous in all of Beaver County.
So in that groove, man.
I love that song. A little Todd Rundgren.
Yep.
Little special Todd Rundgren that my adopted co-host here, Mr. Matt Durzak, plays for me once a day. And it just kind of sets off the start of the second hour, the power hour.
Yeah.
Still waiting for Diamond Dave, and sometimes Dave can't get to us, friends, because this business he has is so darn Busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do tremendous business down there.
Well, you can't spell business without busy.
Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah. I guess you're right. See, sometimes the youngsters, Jim, they come up with a plethora of great ideas.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Friends, I want to talk again about the great people that make this show go. That's Frags Tags in Coriopolis, downtown Coriopolis, for all your title, notary, and transfer needs. Contact them today at 412-264-3018. That's Frags Tags. Tell them Eric McKenna sent you, naturally. Lifestyle, family, and portrait photographer, Dawn Morse, Miss Dawn Morse, I might add. From infants to toddlers, preteens to graduation and beyond, let Dawn capture those very special moments in your family's life. You can visit her work and what she does with color directly at gypsysoulsphotography.com or call for a session today. Call Dawn at 412-337-8348. Again, 412-337-8348. Friends, her work is phenomenal. The show also runs with, without a doubt, Miss Leslie Raymond with Union Home Mortgage, our go-to mortgage agent and someone you should call if you're considering a mortgage or a refi. Contact Leslie today at Contact Leslie today at this number 412-719-5673, NMLS 138287, and PA license number 29666. It's Halloween. And of course, Matt Pia was with us for the first hour here on Facebook Live. Matt, we know you're a busy guy. Thank you for making us part of your day. Matt Pia with Division 9 Inspection Group. If you're thinking about selling your house, a wonderful option is getting a pre-listing evaluation. Matt walks through the property with you, discusses things that may come up in inspections and things that you may want to consider addressing before you list. Makes your life a lot easier, okay? So talk to Matt about that, or if you need a good home inspector, you can't find a better one. He's one of the finest in the Valley. And indeed, it's 412-715-8123. That's Matt Pia with Division 9 Home Inspections with the website Division, 9inspection.com. And of course, Big Bang Comics and Collectible, Diamond Dave's Deal of the Week. We're waiting for him to call in here. This is to get your inner nerd out. He's got just a cornucopia of fun at this store in Broad Street in Swickley. Contact Dave today at 412-259-8742. Tell him you heard it on my show. He'll help you out. And, of course, our latest new sponsor, it's Hope Roofing. Owner Hamilton Hope has serviced the southwestern Pennsylvania area and certainly the wonderful people of Beaver County for over 20 years. That's right, 20 years. New roofs, roofing evaluation, roofing repairs, and also anything to do with gutters and downspouts, whether you need them cleaned, repaired, or installed. Give Hamilton a call at 412-264-7598, 412-264-7598. That's Hamilton Hope with Hope Roofing, or visit him at www.hoperoofingandgutters.com. Getting better at that, huh?
Yeah.
Starting to flow a little bit. Starting to flow. Friends, back to our conversation with QualityBassForLess.com owner, Mr. Jim Taddeo. Doing a fine job today, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're a radio natural. It's just obvious.
Well, we both have the face for it. That's what it is.
He's speaking for me again. Don't do that, Jim.
All right.
All right, so what I promised to you was that I would open this up a little bit to you and maybe some things we haven't hit on yet that you want to talk about, that you feel is important with bathroom modeling or ideas why people call you, besides seeing it on HGTV, besides they see a water leak in their house, or beside the fact that the wife just can't stand to clean this dirty bathroom anymore.
The bottom line of it all, in today's day and age, it's all about, just in your profession, who do you trust today?
It's a great point.
That's the key. And when I come to your home and I look at the scope of your project and we sit down and talk about it and we put some numbers on the table, I'm not going to sit there until you give me a decision. I'm not going to do that. I'll never pressure you. We're here to discuss this project. If you need to finance it, I can help you with that. If any aspect of it, never any pressure from me. I'm not going to sit in your living room, your kitchen, until you make a decision. That's your choice. And if you want to talk to some other people, I would encourage you to do so. Because once you compare what they do for you to what I do for you, I'll be back.
Yes, you will. And it's funny, that line is not used by many people that, well, how do I say this? That line is not used by many people who truly are salesmen. But Jim is an advocate, and he's so confident in his work, his crew's work, and the quality of Bath Fitter and the other companies that he uses, their products and services, that he can actually tell you, hey, let me come. I ask that of you. Let me come and give you what information on what we're about and show you what we can do to help you. And then if you feel the need after that to go shop around or go compare, by all means do it. That, my friends, is a man confident in his work. And I kind of feel the same way. Now, granted, I go out to see a couple. I'm going to do my best to convey honestly the kind of work that we do and how I want to be their advocate and show them how we're different. And I think we'll talk about that in a second, how you're different from other contractors. With me, it's how I market their home, especially when I have a lister here. It's paid Facebook advertisements and Instagram advertisements by me. And a lot of my clients are of a generation that they really up on social media. But I take the time to explain to them why it's important. They don't have to understand the ins and outs and nuts and bolts, but they need to understand why it's important that these advertisements and how they help them sell their house. And it's even easier for me when obviously it's a younger person who is in social media and they actually engage with me and they see what we do. I mean, all you have to do is see our campaigns and how we present your home. And we're going full tilt to bring more eyeballs and essentially more bodies to the house to see it. And that's how your buyer is going to come. The buyer will be revealed to you 90% of the time through the efforts of us getting interest in your house. The other 10 times, it might be a neighbor down the street that contacts a cousin. It may come that way, and God bless us if that happens that way. But why not stack the odds in your favor when you're getting ready to list a house and engage a realtor such as myself who is engaged in social media and understands the visual elements of the internet and how important it is for, maybe Jill is sitting at home at night and she can't sleep and she gets on Zillow or Realtor.com or Remax.com and she's viewing houses. We want our presentation to be a notch above most other homes. That's how you sell a house. It's one of the important ways to sell it, and that's what we do at calleric.com. So Jim, talk a little about how you're different than the average contractor. We've talked about the cleanliness, and you care about their home. I get that part. What else do you do that's different?
Much like yourself. The reason I am different in what I do and you are different, it's not about us.
It never is.
It's about the people that we're in front of. It's
Correct.
about their needs, about their fears, about their budgets. It's not about us. And it's a shame today, in my opinion, most people are more concerned about what's going on in their life that they can't concern themselves about other people's needs. Without you, I'm not there.
Correct.
And I need you as much as you need me, and I need to show you that trust. I need to gain your trust and show you that I'm going to do everything that you have asked and that there'll be no surprises. That's the difference between me. I love what I do.
Right.
You
It
love
shows.
what you do.
It shows. And it does.
And it's not a job to me that I'm going out every day going, oh, I got to get up. I got to go meet this client. I got to go
Right.
meet. I love engaging with people and being able to help them. The big difference between me and anybody else out there is I care.
Mm-hmm.
Much like you, Eric, you care. That's the big difference. And you might be saying, oh, that's what they all say. But our reputations will follow us.
No question.
And you will see that reputation is a very good reputation. I can give you names of people I've done work for, people that have seen the work that I've done. I can show you pictures. The biggest difference will always be it's all about you.
Okay, and I'm going to carry this forward because what the listening audience, both on Facebook Live, and we want to encourage you to call in as well too this show, and I'll let you know the two most famous numbers in Beaver: 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Call in to talk real estate or call in to talk with Jim Taddeo. But what you don't know, listeners, is that Jim and I had a pretty prophetic conversation a couple of weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, and I really resonated with Jim on a marketing and a philosophical basis. And not to get too deep, but he said something in conversation with me that, man, it just really resonated with me. And he came about this philosophy on his own. I got this from Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn, and I adopted it many years ago. And it's simply this. We're not salesmen, okay? We're advocates for our clients. But what we don't do, friends, and we don't look at a client, whether it's a current client or a potential client, current customer, potential customer. We never put a dollar sign over your head, over anyone's head. We don't look at you as a $8,000 piece of business or a $4,000 piece of business or a $14,000 piece of business. I've never done that. Jim made that comment in conversation, and we both totally understand that. And I think that's what's lost on sales today. See, my philosophy, and I've said this many times about real estate, is I want to engage the clients. I want to show them I'm trustable, and I want to prove it. And more importantly, I want to sell their home or find them a home, and otherwise provide them good service along the way. At the end, they need to be smiling. The money for any good advocate, for any good quote-unquote salesman, I don't like that word, but for any good advocate who engages clients and shows them choices and gets them happy, the money always follows. The money is really kind of irrelevant. Yes, we're in a career to make money and feed our family, naturally. But our philosophy on how we run our practice and how we treat people is not money-centric. It's not focused that way. We don't put artificial dollar signs above clients and then treat them differently according to some kind of arbitrary value. And when Jim conveyed this to me, I just looked, my eyes must have bugged out of my head, because we absolutely get that. That has been the crux of my success, not only in corporate America, not only running Boogie Street Guitars, but these last 5 years as a realtor. We've ramped up our business and done so well because I think the trust level comes with, they know Eric is not trying to look at decisions for their home or their transactions based upon my profit. Has nothing to do with it, and you do the same thing.
Well, and the challenge that you and I have is that the public out there has always been hit with that person that does see that dollar.
Correct.
And you have to gain their trust.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing that we play a game with. We want you to understand that we're here for you. In today's world, that's hard to understand, but we are here for you. And that's the big difference between Eric and I.
Well, and I think in reality, I look at it this way. Your business has grown tremendously, Jim, okay, and it continues to grow. I, in a short period of time, as a realtor, have created an amount of listings and a volume of clients in a short period of time that some realtors take 20 years to acquire.
Mm-hmm.
But it's done through trust. I mean, yes, we have to do the hard work, and there's a lot of hard work. Believe me, this man over here drives more counties than I do and keeps a schedule equal, if not greater, than mine. But it's a lot of work. But it's work we do with a smile, because it really is it supports our advocacy. I love that word. It's advocacy for our clients. And if you're happy, we're happy. It's as simple as that. And yes, do we make mistakes? We're human beings. We absolutely do. No one's perfect. There are no circumstances perfect. But you have a commitment from Jim in his field and me from my field that if there's a problem, we're going to address it. If it's an answer you ask and we don't have the answer on the spot, we're going to get it for you. We'll do what we say, and we'll get things done for you to your satisfaction, or we're not happy. You're not a number to us. You're not a dollar figure to us. We know in our career the money always follows tremendous business. We're not worried about that. We're worried about your customer satisfaction.
Well, in today's day and age, there is a law of reciprocity out there.
Yes.
We do good for someone, and good comes to us. That's what you mean about the money follows.
Absolutely.
And this is a lifestyle that you and I live. It's not something that we wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and punch in at 8 and leave at 5. It's a lifestyle. We're always thinking about our clients. We're always thinking how we can help you more. If we see a problem coming up, we give you a call. We discuss it with you. It's a lifestyle. It's nothing that we're going to do on a 9-to-5 basis. You're always on our minds. We want to do the best for you.
Absolutely. And that goes without saying. And I will tell you that, and I associate myself in my practice with a team. And I use the team loosely, okay, because the buyers and the sellers, of course, are always free to use anyone they want, including realtors. I work at my client's pleasure. but I like to associate myself with vendors and get synergy, whether it's Leslie Raymond with Union Home Mortgage, whether it's Matt Pia with Division 9 Home Inspections, okay? Whether it's a bathroom remodel here with Jim Taddeo with Quality Baths for Less, whether it's roofing, it's Hamilton Hope with Hope Roofing, whether it's people that can enhance the synergy of great service that we offer. And when I recommend one of these great vendors, I can walk away with knowing in confidence that my client's going to be taken care of. And Jim is certainly one of those people in my life, and it's important. And you have to, referrals are a funny thing because we get asked for them a lot. I'm sure you are asked for referrals too. And I'm very selective. I know a lot of people. So do you. We know a lot of people in the industry and neighboring industries, ancillary businesses that contribute to real estate, but I'm always hesitant about really giving Frags Tags, phenomenal people. They've helped me with my closings. They have gone out and done remote early signings for couples that can't get the closing on the spot. These are people that deliver. They deliver. And so I'd like to be associated with those that deliver, provide service, and in the end, I can see the happy faces of the clients. That's all I need to see.
I like to have that sense of urgency.
Yes.
For anybody I work with. You get some people, I'll get back to you. 1 week, 2 weeks.
In this business, it's incredible. It's totally incredible. And Hamilton Hope's a great example. I've used him. Hamilton or Jody, his wife, will call you back in an hour or two. You leave a message, and they'll get on it. Now, sometimes they are busy. He runs multiple crews, but he's not going to tell you, hey, I can do this next Thursday at 3. We'll start at this price, and let me come out ahead of time and work it out with you if he can't do it.
Right.
And that's hard to find in any kind of contractor. It just is.
All you have to do is be honest.
Absolutely right. And that's all people are asking for from the beginning. Before we go to break, too, I want to mention that Amy Handlovich, my new assistant, which I am over the moon with the quality of person she is, the integrity is there. She is a licensed assistant for mine, so she's also a realtor, and she's adding value to my practice already, interacting with my clients, and being my right and my left arm. She's taking care of so much for me. We're really headed in a great direction here, and she's going to be a phenomenal realtor on her own. Amy, thank you so much. She's running an open house for me at 1230 Highland Avenue today in Coriopolis. Stop and see her. Turn of the century house. Beautiful. 124.9. 4 bedrooms, 1 bath. Stop and see her. She'll be there till 4. And, friends, you've been listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. We're going to head off to a little break here, but I promise the producer extraordinaire, Mr. Matt Durzik, myself, and Mr. Jim Taddeo will be right back.
Who's this week's pick of the litter? Listen to WBVP and WMBA every Monday and Friday from 9 a.m. till 12 noon for the Beaver County Humane Society's pick of the litter. We'll be highlighting 2 lucky resident animals from the shelter who need a loving home. Plus, we'll be featuring pictures and information about the animals on our website each week. It's WBVP and WMBA's pick of the litter each Monday and Friday from 9 a.m. to noon. Brought to you each week by the 19th Hole in Chippewa, Dr. Allison Scavuzzo in Freedom, Albert's Heating and Air Conditioning in Conway, Vibrant Images in Bridgewater, Canine Kingdom in Vanport, Attorney Michael W. Nally in Aliquippa, Laura's Loving Pet Sitting and Walking Services, Beaver Agway, and Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
Hello, friends. This is Remaxed Advanced Realtor Eric McKenna with CallEric.com and host of Your Personal Realtor on 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. I really hope you are enjoying today's show. Friends, did you know that I can be your personal realtor? That's right. If you're looking to list your home or buy a new home, call or text me today at 412-613-4466. That's 412-613-4466. Or send me an email, at sold@calleric.com. That's sold@calleric.com. I just love it when listeners become clients. So why not contact me today and let me put my social media advertising to work for you. Together, we can reach your real estate goals. This is your personal realtor, Eric McKenna, with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors and calleric.com.
Check us out at beavercountyradio.com.
And we're back, friends. Thank you so much. This has been a really awesome hour and 45 minutes. Hour and 45 minutes so far on Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. As you probably already know, I am a realtor with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors in Swickley and Robinson Township, serving all of Allegheny, Butler, Washington, and the wonderful county of Beaver. I, in turn, can be your personal realtor. Boy, Matt, I'm stumbling all over my words today.
Yeah, maybe it's the weather. I don't know.
I can't wait to get out there. I'm going to go see one of my favorite clients. Can't wait to see them shortly. Going to Highland Park, have a lot of fun, do some audio-visual work. We're here with Mr. Jim Taddeo with QualityBassForLess.com. That's Jim's company. Jim's been phenomenal this past 2 weeks. He's a master of the radio. He's got the voice for radio. All kidding aside, he's got a tremendous voice and delivery, and he has just taken this like a fish out of water. You know, maybe you should have your own show.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
Maybe you should. Maybe that's something that needs to be discussed. You okay over there, Matt?
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't know what happened there, but
you
I'm fine.
didn't have to fall off the chair when we said that.
Friend, you can reach Jim at QualityBassForLess.com. That's Jim Taddeo, 412-758-7345. What I want to stress to you as the host of this show is I implore you, if you are thinking about doing some bathroom remodeling, honestly, and you're in Allegheny, Beaver, you serve 5 counties, is that right?
7.
7 counties. This guy drives more than me. Mm-hmm. If you are thinking about a bathroom remodeling, you really owe it to yourself. Whether you and Jim ever do business or not, I think there's a good likelihood if you bring him in, you probably will. But regardless whether you do or not, you owe it to have a conversation with this man and let him explain to you in layman's terms you're going to understand where your current status of your bathroom is, where you can take it based upon your wants and needs, and the cost. I mean, it's totally free. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Totally free.
And just as you said, this is a conversation.
Right.
There's no pressure. Let's discuss it as friends.
Correct.
And if I can help you, I'll help you. And if I can't, I'll tell you I can't.
And sometimes that's even more important.
It is. If I can't help you, I'll say you need someone better than me here.
But that's a rarity, though. That's
very
rare.
a
rarity when it comes to what you're doing. And I have to tell you, I met a new client yesterday, a home out by the airport area. A gentleman heard one of my advertisements on the radio, called me in. Actually checked in through RE/MAX.com. Very flattered by that. But I went out to see him. And, he was a very, I think him and I hit it off very well. Got a beautiful home. Talked about where he wants to go with it, where he wants to end up, why he was selling, how they did the remodeling on the back, and just all this. We spent a good time together, and by the end of the hour, because all I did was really listen and ask some very pointed but short questions. He goes, Eric, you and I are friends. And I'm like, well, I feel the same way. In all honesty, I said, but I do want your business. I mean, I said, I want to be your realtor, and I realize you just started this process. He goes, I don't want to go anywhere else. You and I connect here. I happen to be local for him. He goes, you got a great reputation. I heard you on the radio, which, that means that's credibility to a lot of people. It really shouldn't be the only credibility you take with somebody, but it's part of the credibility. And he looked at me and goes, you're hired. And I said, well, I'm telling you, I'm okay if you want to indeed get other opinions, but I'm honored. But I want your business. But I gained his trust immediately, and I gained a new friend. And now we're already actively working on the preparation to list the house and so forth. Absolutely flattered. And I guess that's the juice of the job. That's the things I love. That gets me excited because it's not a sales job, for me. It really is just presenting what I do and how I love working with people and how I can help. And I answered his questions, and we talked about some options, and he's now viewing his home in a different light now, in a different way, and how he thought we had to market it, we're going to do a little different. So all that stuff, very, very good. And I'm sure you encounter situations like that as well, almost on a daily basis.
It's, you made a good point. Ask questions.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with asking a question. And a lot of homeowners are afraid to ask a question because they're looking at, I ask a question, this is going to cost me more money. If you don't put it out on the table, you're not going to get your answers, and you're going to walk away without having everything solved for you. So I ask a lot of questions. You ask a lot of questions, and I encourage the consumer to ask a lot of questions also.
No question. And that's any interaction, whether it's a Jim, myself, or anyone that comes to provide a service to you, okay, at your home. Our best advice is always ask questions. Have your list ready. Have it ahead of time. And listen, if you have an unusual feel, or if you're not getting a good vibe, or you just, someone's coming across as a salesman, don't ignore that gut feeling. I will tell you, don't ignore that. I'm not saying don't do business with that person. I'm saying don't ignore your gut. In this day and age, good business oftentimes is few and far between. People that do good business are out there, but sometimes you got to sift through to get to it. And I know in your business with contractors, it's even more than what I encounter.
Well, again, and this is Jim saying this, 7 out of 10 contractors you got to be careful of.
Such a shame.
It is a shame. It is a shame. But do your homework. Be due diligence.
Yes.
Ask them for some referrals. And, there's been a couple of situations where maybe I just didn't click with that customer.
It happens.
And I would offer them, may I ask someone else to give you a call? Because, Joe, it looks like you and I just aren't clicking here, but I'd like your needs to be met. Can I send somebody else to you that maybe you and him will click a little more and that I know you can trust? And to me, we're here to help. If it's not us that can help you, then I'm going to recommend somebody that can.
Absolutely right. And a case in point, I have certain types of properties I will not work with just out of my practice. I'm not an expert at them. I can't get them. Foreclosures is one of them. Bank-owned properties that are still on the multi-list and so forth. It's not my specialty. I've done them. But if someone really wants to get engaged with investments and so forth and they want to specialize in foreclosures, I'm not your guy. But I got 2 people I can refer to you that are phenomenal. So, we'll get you the answers you want in a timely fashion. All right, friends, this is Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. Do I have one more break I got to take? Or are we good?
No, we're good.
We're good. This is Your Personal Realtor, Eric McKenna with RE/MAX Advanced Realtors. And one more little, plug for myself. It's what I do. Hey, it's my show, right? So I can indeed be your personal realtor. Whether you're in Beaver County, Allegheny, Butler, or Washington, I would like to talk to you about your real estate concerns or your needs. And hey, if you're ready to list now in the future, it doesn't matter. I want to talk with you. Whether it's you, maybe it's your son or daughter, they're listing their house, they don't have a realtor, or they're buying a house. Whatever the capacity of question is, buying or selling, I'm here to give you answers. And if I can't get the answers, well, I'll get them for you. That'll absolutely pledge. But I'd like to be the opportunity, or I'd like to have the opportunity to be of service, to help, and be your personal realtor. Especially if you're listing your house. I cannot convey how much I enjoy this, the whole listing process. As a matter of fact, right now we have a campaign, a very fun internet-based campaign we're running right now for free tacos. That's right, free tacos. As a matter of fact, for those on Facebook Live, you're going to see it. We have a campaign that's fun. It's free tacos with purchase of home, and we have a little rider sign that sits on our for sale signs. It's been phenomenal. It's all in fun, but indeed, a taco exchange does take place at closing. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We do what we say. But again, another little thing, another little fun social media campaign that we do that separates our practice from other things. I'm joined by Amy Handlovich now, my licensed assistant. Things are going in such an amazing direction. She's handling an open house for me today. She's going to be a very integral part of what we do. We are staffed now to indeed handle all inquiries. I welcome you to contact us. You can reach me at 412-613-4466. Call or text me anytime. and I would love to be your personal realtor. And one last great plug here for the incomparable Jim Taddeo with QualityBassForLess.com. You can reach Jim at 412-758-7345 if you're even considering a bathroom remodeling, or you already know what you want to do and you've got some really elaborate plans. Do yourself a favor. Before you call anybody else or before you even think about trying to set out on your own, call Jim, 412-758-7345. That's QualityBassForLess.com. You can visit him there and inquire there as well. Jim, I want you to, as we wrap this up, any final comments for the audience?
Well, I want to thank you. I want to thank Matt for allowing me to be the Taddeo of the radio.
Taddeo of the radio.
For a short time.
I like that.
No. Who gets credit for that now?
You get credit for that.
The Taddeo of the radio.
Always here for you, folks.
Paying a little homage to the incredible Porky Chedwick.
But you need me, please. Feel free to call me, 412-758-7345, or my website, QualityBassForLess.com.
That's Jim Taddeo. And Jim will be a regular sponsor on this show and a regular visitor of this show too. Providing he can fit us in. He's one of the busiest men in the contracting business. But it's a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Well, thank you.
This has been a tremendous 2 weeks. I think it's been very informative. Provided a lot of contact. I know Matt has enjoyed it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, Matt, we have a couple minutes, and you know where we're headed with this, my friend.
I know exactly where you're headed.
Okay, so we are going to wrap up the show talking a little playoff baseball.
Oh, yes.
So, impressions, sir?
So far, so good. I mean, it's been...
For the Tribe.
Yeah, for the Tribe, at least.
Yes.
They've been impressive. I mean, they came back last night big time.
Yep, what a game.
What a game. I mean, the fact that they had a, sort of less than average Kluber, and then all of a sudden they come in and, Frankie with that grand slam, and then Jay Bruce, who has I think surpassed Edwin Encarnacion for best pickup that the Indians have done in the last 365 days.
I would agree.
They've just been phenomenal. I mean, I know that it hurts a little bit because your boy's favorite, Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray got rocked, yeah. He just hasn't. I don't think he's happy in New York.
It doesn't.
He needs to go back to Oakland.
Yeah, that might help. Yeah, because I mean. It works, or if anything, just stay out of Cleveland because, I mean...
Well, that was the second team they thought he was going to. Did you remember that? The trade talks were Cleveland or the Yankees.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would have liked to see him in Cleveland.
Right. Yeah. And that would have been, it would have been cool, but I think the rotation as it was for the Tribe and as it
No doubt.
is already solid and set to go.
What do you think about the other games now as they sit? The Dodgers are up 1-0 over the Nationals.
Over the Diamondbacks, you mean?
I'm sorry. I'm thinking, the Cubs are at 1-0.
Yeah, Cubs are up over the Nationals.
Right.
That's relatively disappointing for that team because they still haven't. I mean, they've had this history of not getting out of the first round.
I know.
What is it with Washington sports teams and not being able to make that hurdle?
I don't know.
The Capitals can't make it past the second round.
I know.
Nats can't make it to the championship series. The Wizards.
And I so want the Nationals to beat the Cubs.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I maybe it's just because of the respect I have for them. I don't hate the Cubs as much as I used to.
Sure.
But I'm with you. I would rather
Madden.
Joe Madden, public enemy number one.
Oh, Eric's public enemy number one.
Yeah. Well, no, we had John Mano on the Sports Line this morning,
and
that's the words he used. Public enemy number one in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's no question. So, also, what's your thoughts on the Astros? They pretty much have the Sox.
Oh, absolutely. I would have to say so. I mean, the Sox might get Game 3 in Fenway, but after that, it's probably going to be over. And I think the ALCS might be the most interesting series of the playoffs because you have
really
well, I mean, the World Series obviously has got to be the World Series, but you put Houston and Cleveland together like that, you have these two strong starting rotations, you have these hot young guys in the infield like Altuve and Lindor, and I think it's just going to be really, really entertaining. And two great environments.
Your prediction?
In that series, well, I'm definitely picking Cleveland, obviously, because I kind of have to at this point.
Right. In 7, though.
I would say in 7, honestly, because those two teams are too good, I think, for it to go 5 or 6. Now, granted, I did say this about Toronto last year, and that blew up in my face.
Right.
But I think that's going to – I mean, if it goes any less than 6, I'll be shocked.
I think, as much as I hate to say this, I do believe it's going to be the Cubs and the Dodgers. Okay.
Oh, in the NLCS?
But I think the Dodgers win it in 7.
Dodgers in 7. I can see that. I can see that. And granted, you're absolutely right. That's the series I don't think anybody wants to see outside of the major markets. But it seems like the one that we're going to get, and I think we're definitely going to find ourselves definitely in that realm. So.
Well, and one last thing, I do feel that the Dodgers will, and I think it'd be glorious for the Dodgers to beat the Cubs. As a Pittsburgh fan, to beat the Cubs in 7 games and watch Madden lose it in the 7th game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, friends, you've been listening to Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna. I'm a RE/MAX Advanced Realtor, and we're here every week from 10 to noon on Saturday. I can't believe this station lets me do this. It's too much fun. From 10 to noon, I'm always joined by Sir Matt Durzik, the Durs, pushing all the good buttons behind the screen. We're here again. Join us next Saturday at 10. Thank you for making us part of your Saturday. Special thanks to my special friend and guest, Mr. Jim Taddeo with QualityBassForLess.com. Reach Jim at 412-758-7345. Jim, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And you've been listening to 1230 WBVP in Chippewa and Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA in Ambridge and Crescent, Pennsylvania.
There you go.
And now stay tuned for
Lincoln Learning Solutions.
Okay, I was getting close.
You had it on the tip of your tongue, but it was right there.
Friends, sincerely, God bless you all. Have a great week, and please join us again next Saturday at 10 o'clock for more fun on the Your Personal Realtor with Eric McKenna radio show.